Julian Assange's lawyer is giving a statement right now. I'm not sure where, but maybe we can listen into that now.
Whenever he wants, if it comes up to Sweden, it's no longer a Swedish matter.
But clearly the prosecutor did say today that they are dropping the case purely because of a formality. They can't pursue the case because of Julian Assange's location. They have not managed to prove his guilt or innocence, and they won't comment on that. Is that not also a setback, that he still carries this presumption or these allegations?
That's a trial to bring a good excuse for dropping the case without losing their faces. The truth is that once they heard Julian Assange during the interview in November last year, they were convinced, as I have been all the time. He gave a very good explanation to what happened between him and the woman, and that explanation fitted as a glove to all the circumstances in the case. So they could no longer see towards a conviction. If they had indicted him, he would have been acquitted. He's an innocent man and the case has been closed. That's the true reason, in my firm opinion, and the prosecution is merely trying to save their faces. That's my opinion.
What has been the reaction of Mr. Assange to this news?
Well, I called him earlier, of course, and gave him this piece of news, and I said, does it feel better today? And he said, yes, Per, it feels much better today. Finally, we got there. But at the same time, he emphasized that he is very disappointed about Swedish justice. It has taken the prosecutors over 6 years to interview him. If they had done so while he was still in Sweden, in August and September 2010, the case had been closed at that time. So they spoiled and wasted 5-6 years of his life. And he is not very happy about Swedish justice right now. But he is happy today. It's a day of victory for him, of course.
Now, he no longer faces charges here in Sweden, but if he does return to this country, the case could be reopened. This is what the prosecutor said today, because it's purely a formality. They haven't decided that he is not guilty.
Well, that's what they keep saying, but of course if they had any hard evidence against him, they would never drop the case. Then they would persist. So the truth is, he gave a very good explanation. This was consensual sex between two adults and nothing else. And he is a free man, and theoretically it could be reopened. Any pre-investigation in Sweden could always be reopened. So this is pure theory. It won't happen in reality.
You're saying he's a free man. He is still in the embassy in London. Is he expected to leave anytime soon?
Well, that's a question you must ask to him directly. From the Swedish point of view, Sweden does no longer put up any obstacle at all. He's a free man from the Swedish point of view. He can leave the embassy whenever he wants to, and he's not under suspicion. So from us, from the Swedish point of view, the Swedish authorities no longer stops him. He can go out and take a cup of coffee outside of Harrods.
Now, this case has cost the Swedish taxpayer a huge amount of money. The British taxpayer too, with policing around the embassy. So the question now is, if he does leave, he broke his bail conditions. He faces potential prosecution in the United Kingdom now. Is this something that is concerning to him at this moment?
Well, of course it is, but it's not a surprise to him. It's been in the pipeline for quite a while that the UK authorities have said things like this. I think, I'm a Swedish lawyer, I'm not a UK lawyer, but I think that this question is a minor one which will be solved in the near future. So I don't think that will stop him from using his political asylum in a better place in a country like Ecuador instead of its embassy in London. I think he will be able to leave the embassy from that point of view in a short while, but that's just my opinion.
Now, this case does show the sort of limitations of the justice system when someone is facing investigation or potential charges, the ability for them to evade justice, and the prosecutor was saying the particularity in this case because in most cases when this happens, they don't know where the accused is, or the alleged accused. In this case, they knew exactly where he was. Does this not send a message that one can be accused of a crime and evade it by simply hiding abroad?
No, not at all. The peculiarity of this case is not the Swedish branch of it. It is the threat from the United States. The states wants him. The United States has said that they are going to put him into prison if they can. So he faces the risk of extradition to the United States. That is what is odd about this case. And we were finally able to prove in April this year that there is a concrete threat from the United States via speeches from the CIA boss and from the general attorney in the United States. And then it's totally false to say that he is avoiding Swedish justice. Fact is, he's an innocent man in Sweden. He has not avoided Swedish justice at all. He has received political asylum to protect him from ending up in the United States.
Now,
OK, that is Per Samuelsson, Julian Assange's Swedish lawyer.